The July numbers are out, so today let's see what's cracking in Scottsdale. 85251, Old Town Scottsdale single family homes market update coming at you right now. All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into what happened in July in zip code 85251 in Scottsdale, which is basically Old Town Scottsdale and the surrounding areas around Old Town Scottsdale. So we're gonna dive into the data again. It's August 14th, 2023. These are July numbers that just came out. So let's take a look. Now again, just single family homes today. I'll do townhomes and condos in another video, but if you're looking, if you either own a single family home in Old Town Scottsdale or that area, or that zip code I should say, or thinking about owning down there, I'm gonna show you, first of all, I'm gonna show you the market data, what happened in July. I'm gonna show you what's on the market today, and then I'll show you kind of the high price and low price so you can see what that what you can buy at that bottom price level and what you can buy at the top price level. All right, and where all of those are, by the way. So let's jump into the market data. And the first thing that you're going to see is that 85251 is in a seller's market. Now, none of what we're seeing right now this minute, valley-wide really, is an extreme seller's market, with the exception of Chandler. There's some parts of Chandler that are pretty hot. But outside of that, the majority of the valley is in a seller's market. It's just not that it's not that extreme seller's market. So for an example, here you can see right away, you can see 29 days on the market, right? That's not homes selling over the weekend with 10, 20 offers. Seller's market, but still 29 days on the market. So as a buyer, it gives you a little bit of time to make your decisions. You can see 3.68 months of inventory. So basically what they did is they took the active listings at the end of July, and they divided that by how many listings went under contract during the month of July to get 3.68 months of inventory. Now, in my mind, that's pushing the envelope. This market report will tell you that 6 to 7 months is a balanced market. For me, 4 months is where we start to get into that balanced market territory. 4 to 5 months is usually balanced. And above that, in the Phoenix metro market anyway, I typically look at as a buyer's market. So we're still, like I said, just barely in my mind, based on this, this is National Association of Realtors report, but we're in seller's market. It's just not extreme. Now, if you're thinking you're going to get a great deal as a buyer in this market right now, sellers are selling their homes at 97.5% of their asking price, okay? So if you're like, oh, well, Goldman Sachs earlier in the year said 20% discounts, the market's going to tank 20%. That's not what we've seen, and I'm going to show you some more data to support that. But right now, today, sellers are getting almost full asking price for their homes. Now, that does not include, by the way, concessions. So we are still seeing some concessions in the market where sellers are paying some of the buyers' closing costs. We are still getting some of that, especially with 29 days on the market. So that 97.5% does not reflect that number, but it is a number to keep in mind if you're thinking you're just going to walk in and steal something 10 to 20% below value. Median estimated value, you can see right now, the estimated value across 85251 Old Town Scottsdale is $789,410. You can see in the last month, we have a 0.9% increase in home prices. Again, remember, these are all single family homes, so when the market went up about 1% in the last month, over 12 months, down only 4.6% again. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see where the Goldman Sachs 20%. And by the way, we were already down about 10% when they said that. So they were projecting another 20%. In the last 12 months, we're only down 4.6% total in that Old Town region down there in that 85251 zip code. Now, for last month in July, There were 35 new listings that came on the market. I will tell you, this is the very first neighborhood I lived in when I moved here to Scottsdale, Arizona back in 2004. This was the very first neighborhood I moved, or this is the very first area I moved into. I moved into a neighborhood called Southwest Village. I'll show you where it's at here in just a minute. And I will tell you, there's not a lot of turnover down here. I mean, this is a popular area. People love living in this area. So unless they absolutely have to sell, they are hanging on to their homes. People that surrounded me when I first moved in, all these homes, by the way, are built in the 1950s for the most part, maybe a few 60s built in. And then some of them were tore down and built back up also. So you have some complete renos. Some were tore down and built back up. Some are just renovated on the inside where you still it still has that one-story ranch style on the outside and renovated on the inside. So that's one of the reasons that prices have escalated too, is investors have done a really good job of doing remodels down in this area. You know, I've been in the real estate business now since 1999. So I know your pain points. And the number one pain point is finding the right real estate consultant to work with, but the other one is finding the right loan broker. Now listen, I haven't told very many people this, but my first couple of years in the business, I almost left the business. And it was because there were things in a real estate transaction that I personally couldn't control. And that number one thing was that my loan brokers that I was referring my clients to were dropping the ball. Couldn't have been more frustrating. So I know if it was frustrating for me, it's frustrating for you. Look, you need somebody that's going to give you the best communication. They're going to do what they say they do. They close your loan on time, but also they give you the best pricing, the lowest interest rates and the lowest closing costs without having to haggle with them. The loan team I work with now, I've been working with since 2005. They are the best of the best of the best. My clients thank me every time they use them. If you want them as well on your team, you want to be on our team, you know what to do. Pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I'll make sure you get hooked up with the best team here in the Phoenix Metro. Now listen, let's get back to this video. But back when I moved into this area back in 2004, a lot of the people around me were original owners from the 1950s. These people were 60 years old, 60 years old roughly. And so anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so there's not a lot of turnover. There's just not a lot of turnover. So only 35 new homes came on the market. Right at the end of July, this active listing number is how many homes were active at the end of July. That's 72 homes were active on the market for sale. New pending listings. Now, by the way, where we get this this number up here at the top, 3.68 months of inventory, the way that we're getting that, and I like the way that NAR actually does this, National Association of Realtors does this. They take the active listings at the end of the month. Okay, so that was 72 active listings. They divide it by how many new listings went under contract during the month, okay, which was 17. That's how they get that 3.68. Some real estate agents will use sold comps. They'll use actives and solds as opposed to actives under contracts. That's fine. I like, especially in the markets, with the market moving as fast as it has since I've been in the business for 20 some years, under contracts I've found to be a little bit more accurate than solds, but so I kind of like the way that they use that data, but anyway, it gives you a good idea. Pending listings, 18 at the end of July, 18 were under contract, sold. There were 15 homes sold. Now, this is an important number. What was the median sold price? Was $730,000, which is interesting because when I show you the listings on the market, there's not too much at that $730,000 price range, just a little bit at or below that. Most listings are above that, considerably above that. Sold, took 29 days on the market. We talked about that earlier. Month supply of inventory, we talked about 3.68. That's up, by the way. It's up 16%. One of the issues that we've been having in the Phoenix Metro, and I think you're seeing it across the country. So if you're coming from another state, you might be seeing it in your state as well, or your city. But supply's low. People are hanging on to those 3% interest rate homes. And so we don't have a huge supply, but it is up 16% for the month. And it's up about 36% over the last 12 months. So supply is back up. That is a good sign for buyers. You have more homes to choose from. All right, let's move on and look at the next slide here. I just wanted to show you the area. This is the zip code. So this shaded in red or orange area is 85251. And again, it is to the south side of Scottsdale. You can see just to the west, you have Arcadia, which is a really cool Central Phoenix neighborhood. But 85251, notice how all the homes, for the most part, are all the way to the west or to the left side of your screen, or all the way to the east to the right side of the screen. So what you're going to see is a lot of the condos, townhomes kind of fill in the middle section as you get into that Old Town Scottsdale area. And you can see it right here where my cursor is, where I'm shading Old Town Scottsdale. Okay. Most of the condos, townhomes are down around that area, which makes some pretty good Airbnbs too, by the way, for some people, as do some of these single family homes down here. But anyway, so that's why you see this big open space in the middle, is that most of that is condos, townhomes, or some of it might be where there's homes, but just nobody's selling. So anyway, I wanted to show you that real quick. By the way, let's look at this. I'll just as an illustration. You want to see what we're going to do? Condos, townhomes in a separate video, so keep an eye out for that. But just to show you, watch how the shading, or watch how the dots change when I do condos, townhomes. Watch where they all fill in, right? So all those fill in more towards the center, and now you have open spaces for the most part out to the east and out to the west. So kind of an interesting thing to check out. All right, so next let's look at what these homes look like. What does the selection actually look like here in this area? So let's go to let's just look at the list view. There's the map. You saw that kind of the same thing that we saw in the last map. So let's go back to that. Here's your map area. Okay, and again, you see pretty much the same. I mean, it is the same thing that we just looked at. It just doesn't have the zip code outlined and shaded in. Let's look at the list view though, okay? So the most affordable single family home right now, no, I didn't put any filters in. These aren't pool homes. It's not, 2+ bedrooms, although you're not gonna find a lot of 2-bedroom homes in a lot of Phoenix Metro, unless it's in retirement communities. So again, I didn't put any filters in. I just said, I just want to see all the single family homes in 85251. The most affordable on the market right now is $677,777. The price is right. I don't know how I don't know why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I won't say it. But $680,000 basically is the most affordable. Remember how I said $730,000 was kind of the median sold last month? So you don't see a whole lot. Out of these, you only have 5 that are under that price point. Okay, everything else is over. So out of 69 total homes on the market, only 5 are under 730,000, which was the median sold last month. Kind of an interesting thing. What that really tells me is that some of these up on the top end aren't selling particularly great, at least not at the moment. Now, by the way, with interest rates going up, the luxury market really has prospered, because a lot of people buying luxury aren't, a lot of them are buying cash, so they're not as subject, or they're not as vulnerable to higher interest rates. Although again, that tells me that some of these aren't selling real great down in this area right now. The most expensive looks like a new build. It's a custom build at 7.5, but as far as what's active on the market right now, about 4.7 million. Let's see what 4.7 million gets you in 85251. I meant to outline earlier for you just a few of these areas. This is an area I call Cocktail Corridor. I'll go back and show you on a map here. Look real quick. Not there. Okay, this area right up here is what I call Cocktail Corridor. No other local calls it that, by the way. Don't Google search that, because you won't find it. It's just what I call it. I used to live down there, and so I called it Cocktail Corridor because all these luxury homes right in this area, you're within walking distance right into the Fashion Square Mall and all the great restaurants and bars right there. So I don't know, that's what I called it. Here's the first neighborhood I lived in, right down here. Southwest Village was my very first neighborhood that I lived in when I first moved to Scottsdale in 2004. So anyway, let's look at a couple pictures of this thing. Pretty nice. Really nice. 4.7 million. Right, so this is what 4.7 million buys right now down in Old Town Scottsdale. Anything on the inside? Oh, there's only 4 photos. Interesting. Is that, I guess I should put my glasses on. Is that house finished? Here, let's look at the details real quick. Is this a brand new home that's not finished? Maybe. Usually they'll still have the photos and stuff though of the drawings. Yeah, 2024. This house isn't built. Sorry, I didn't have my glasses on, guys. Let's look at what is built. Both of these bottom ones are custom built, so 7.5 and 4.7. This one looks, this one's finished. It's in Arcadia, but it's still in that 8. So this is actually, well, they listed it as Arcadia. It's still Scottsdale 85251. So this is what did I say? 4.65 million. Okay. You see Camelback Mountain sits right in the shadows of Camelback Mountain, so you're going to pay for that real estate. Nice pool, nice yard, nice kind of Mediterranean style build. So anyway, and then let's look at that other one. Let's look at the most affordable one, just so you can see. This looks nice. You know, it's not like this is a teardown. This is quartz countertops, white, nice white cabinets, stainless appliances. Really good, well lit throughout. So the good news now, from the outside, it doesn't look like much. It looks like a 1950s style ranch home, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot, but the inside is gorgeous. So remember how I said some of these homes from the outside look original. You go inside and they look like brand new model homes. Nice flooring, nice and bright. So this is actually a nice home. Again, $670,000. You don't have any real old, outdated fixer type properties. I mean, there may be some down here, but again, not at the bottom, not at that bottom price point. You actually, that's a nice house for the money. It's 1,541 square feet, no pool. Oh yeah, no pool. But again, remodeled home, and there's a lot of demand for that down in that area. So, you know, pool homes and remodeled homes are the homes that are going to sell the fastest. So with that, hopefully that gives you guys an idea of what's going on in Old Town Scottsdale. Hey, I'm going to do condos and townhomes in a completely separate video coming up this week. So keep an eye out for that. See you next time. Hey, did you like that video? Show me some love. Hit the like button down below. Drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts were. Then be sure you subscribe and tap that alert bell. And from there, I'm going to do all the heavy lifting for you. We'll create the content. We will notify you every time we create new popular videos right here on Phoenix Homes and Hotspots. And then check the description below. I have some other related videos down there. Or you can check out 2 of my most popular videos right here.